Gardening is not a competitive sport. I'm looking for my own pleasure. It's three-dimensional art.
Living art, yeah. I have a school friend who lives in Oxfordshire who has a huge collection of snowdrops, and she has 300 different snowdrops or something. And she wrote and asked if I would do a painting for her of her snowdrops. And she said, oh well, I'll send you 5 different snowdrops. And then she said, well, just plant them in your garden when you're finished. Probably 5 years later, when I looked at the the snowdrops. I thought, well, that looks a bit different. And so that's really what started me off. A lot of people say when they come to the garden in the winter, they say we like it at this time of year because you can see the structure of the garden. What we change is the planting within the layout.
You can see in the winter what didn't work. And when you take something out, there's an opportunity to do something new.
Yes, we made that in 2003.
Did you collect
We
shells
saw
from each
the
year?
one at the Royal Botanic Garden, and we always wanted to do something like that. It was designed by the chap who did the one at the Botanics.
Monday, when the garden was open, there was a tall, rather beautiful lady, and I homed in on her and chatted her up. And he said, Charlie, that's Nicole Kidman you've been speaking to on the lawn. And I said, who's she? And I'd never heard of Nicole Kidman in my life. I said, was she in The Sound of Music? And then, no, heaven's sake, no. Bring her in for tea. We'd love to say hello to her.
Yeah, when they were teenagers, we had a lot of outdoor.
They had a
We still.
they had a hidey hole too in the top corner. Do you remember?
Underground house, I seem to remember. Dagger house underground. But, those were the days. You enjoy the social life, entertaining people in the garden.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I meet such interesting people. I could give you a list of the fascinating people I've met. Extraordinary people I meet from all over the world. The best day in the garden is tomorrow.